One of the most fundamental pieces of knowledge when it comes to nutrition and fitness is the concept of energy balance. Energy balance is the main player when it comes to gaining or losing weight. It also plays a huge role in specific goals such as fat loss, building muscle, and increasing performance. In this video, I'll be explaining the main points of energy balance and how energy balance affects your health and your fitness goals. Let's dive in. So what is energy balance? Simply put, energy balance is the relationship between the amount of energy coming into our bodies through the foods and drinks that we consume versus the amount of energy that our bodies burn through movement, exercise, and other bodily processes. So we quantify this energy by using a unit of measurement called calories. The same way that we use feet and inches to measure height, we use calories to measure the energy within food and the energy that our bodies burn. Almost everything that we eat and drink contains calories, and every single movement and process that our body does costs calories. The relationship between the calories we take in and the calories that we burn is our energy balance. This whole process is based on the first law of thermodynamics, which thermodynamics is just the science of energy. And the first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. So the energy in the food that we eat gets transferred into energy that we have and use within our bodies. When it comes to your body changing weight, whether that's gaining weight, losing weight, or just maintaining your weight, it all comes down to the amount of energy coming in versus the amount of energy going out. If the amount of calories that you eat is higher than the amount of calories that your body burns, you will gain weight. This is called a positive energy balance, also known as a calorie surplus. If the amount of calories that you eat is around the same amount of calories that your body burns, you will maintain your current weight. This is called a balanced state or calorie maintenance. And if the amount of calories you eat is less than the amount of calories that your body burns, you will lose weight. This is called a negative energy balance or a calorie deficit. Energy balance is the main driver of weight loss. Not the ratio of protein, carbs, and fats that you eat, not how nutrient dense the foods that you eat are, not your meal timing. It really just comes down to how much energy is coming in versus how much energy is being spent. To prove this concept, a man by the name of Mark Hobb, who was a professor of human nutrition at Kansas State University, chose to try losing weight on a diet that consisted of common convenience store snacks. So things like Twinkies, Oreos, Doritos, and other snacks that you would find at a convenience store made up 70% of the calories in his diet. However, he made sure that he stuck to a calorie deficit by eating around 1,800 calories a day, as opposed to his normal 2,600 calorie diet that was made up of more conventionally healthy foods. This deficit of 800 calories a day caused him to lose 27 pounds in 10 weeks. Although he had success on this diet, he did say that he wouldn't recommend anyone do what he did to lose weight. He reported having low energy and feeling pretty hungry the entire time. And this makes sense because the foods he was eating weren't the most satiating or nutrient dense. So you're not going to feel as good physically or be as satisfied from your meals when those meals consist of lower quality foods. If he were to eat that same 1,800 calories and have it consist of lean proteins, whole grains, fruits, veggies, and healthy fats, I bet he would have felt a lot better during the process. But what this experiment proved was that weight loss results will be the same regardless of what diet you stick to, as long as those diets equate to the same amount of overall calories. How you feel along the way may vary massively based on the foods that you choose, but his experiment showed that regardless of food quality, the main driver of weight loss comes down to energy balance. So if you were to look closer at popular diets that people try when they want to lose weight, you would see that all of the diets out there work because they help someone create and stick to a calorie deficit for an extended period of time. Let's take the ketogenic diet, for example. This diet emphasizes proteins and fats while limiting your carbohydrate intake to less than 10% of your total calories for the day. This means foods like French fries, cookies, chips, ice cream, pasta, and candy are probably going to be off the menu. Well, these also tend to be the foods that people have a hard time eating in moderation while being pretty calorie dense. So cutting them out is probably going to lead to you eating less calories than you did before you started the ketogenic diet. So there's nothing magic about keto, but sticking to the parameters of that diet a lot of times is going to help people create and sustain a calorie deficit. Another popular approach is intermittent fasting, and the strategy with fasting is to only eat in a specific window of time throughout the day. Oftentimes you're fitting in all of your meals in an 8-hour window or even less. Limiting your feeding window often means that you're eating less meals or you're avoiding excessive snacking in certain hours of the day that are outside of your feeding window. Simply put, if you only allowed yourself to eat during 8 hours of the day instead of the normal 16, there's a really good chance that you'll be bringing in less calories than you were before. Nothing magic about fasting. There's nothing wrong with it either, but it's just a guideline for you to stick to that helps you create a calorie deficit. So any diet that you have done in the past that resulted in you losing weight did so because it helped you eat less calories than your body burned consistently over time. So all that to say that there's no one diet that will be the right fit for everyone. There's no right or wrong diet when it comes to weight loss. What you should be looking for is a diet that makes you feel your best and gives you the result that you want without it interfering with other important parts of your life and your health, like your social health, your mental health, and so on. All diets can work. The only variable that changes their effectiveness is you. While calorie balance is a big piece of the puzzle, there's a lot more nuance when it comes to types of foods to eat to feel your best and drive certain results, and types of exercise and movement that benefit your health. The main point that I wanted to drive home with this video is that you could be doing everything right as far as eating high quality foods, getting enough protein, exercising regularly, and recovering well, but if your goal is to lose weight and you are not in a calorie deficit, you will not see any changes in your weight. So if you want that as your goal, you have to realize that calorie balance, energy balance needs to be the number one thing that is equated for before you start doing all those other things. Leave any questions or comments that you have below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful. See you next time. Flex your hands!